You had Donald Trump raising the bounty on Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. And let me go ahead and play some of Attorney General Pam Bondi's announcement. Watch.
Today, the Department of Justice and State Department are announcing a historic $50 million reward for information leading to the arrest of Nicolás Maduro. Maduro uses foreign terrorist organizations like TDA, Sinaloa, and Cartel of the Suns to bring deadly drugs and violence into our country. To date, the DEA has seized 30 tons of cocaine linked to Maduro and his associates, with nearly 7 tons linked to Maduro himself, which represents a primary source of income for the deadly cartels based in Venezuela and Mexico. Cocaine is often laced with fentanyl, resulting in the loss and destruction of countless American lives. The DOJ has seized over $700 million of Maduro-linked assets, including 2 private jets, 9 vehicles, and more. Yet Maduro's reign of terror continues. He is one of the largest narco traffickers in the world and a threat to our national security. Therefore, we've doubled his reward to $50 million. Under President Trump's leadership, Maduro will not escape justice, and he will be held accountable for his despicable crimes.
So he was already indicted. He had already been indicted back in 2020 by the Southern District of New York, and was originally charged with narco-terrorism, conspiracy to import cocaine, possession of machine guns and destructive devices, conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices. And they had originally set the bounty at $15 million. Now it's been upped a couple times. So now the latest is $50 million. But I mean, you're looking at an administration with the Biden administration. It's like, oh, that's so cute that you guys want to even pretend like you give a shit about what Nicolás Maduro is importing into the country. That's very, very cute. Clearly you don't, because the borders are wide open, and it's not just Nicolás Maduro. It's people from Mexico. It's people from China. It's people from Iran. It's everyone who's coming in here and bringing God knows what biological, warfare when it comes to the people who have been apprehended from China with all of these, bacterias and biological terrorism, really, fungi and all sorts of stuff. And so now you have President Trump, apparently, with this coupled with the using military force to engage with drug cartels, he's getting serious about not just, we've already closed the border. It's what President Trump said, like 99.3% down from when Joe Biden was there. He's pretty much solved that problem, but there are still problems that exist from that era. And it looks like he is putting a lot of time and energy into solving that problem.
Yeah, well, clearly they're using private jets to fly the drugs in.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is like a movie. I can tell you exactly what's going on right now. There's a bunch of badasses from, shall we say, Northern Virginia or Fort Bragg that are going, you know what? I can get a team of guys together. I can go down there and I can get that guy. That is what's going on right now, because if you got a bunch of ex-Special Forces guys, ex-Delta, they are going to go, we can get him. We can snatch him. That's what's going on right now. I do want to make this point, Sarah, because this is something that's been on my mind for 2 weeks now. So my sister came into the country 2 weeks ago.
Legally or illegally?
Oh, of course, legally.
Okay.
She's my family. We only come in legally.
All right. Well, she could have just painted herself a darker color and well, not anymore, baby.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, she flew into Florida, and of course, Florida's amazing. Got probably the best governor in the state. Traveled through Florida, and as you know, I went across into New Orleans, and it was shocking, the difference in New Orleans. Everyone's like, I can't believe that you're shocked by New Orleans. I went there like 10 years ago, and it was very different. It wasn't as bad as what it is now. And what it made me realize, looking at the country from my sister's point of view, because now I've been here for 25 years now. So I'm an American.
Here. Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, oh, well, of course there are poor areas. And when you start like being embarrassed about certain elements of your country, and I don't mean because, being embarrassed of the country, I mean certain elements of it, I started thinking, we have really, I say us, the Biden administration and the Obama administration has destroyed working class America. I mean, like, really destroyed them, flooded the country with drugs. And just that little road trip, and I've done this multiple times, don't forget. I mean, I drove across the country from California. Just seeing that, how the fentanyl, how the drug addiction has affected America is utterly shocking, deplorable. And I'm so glad to see this, because at the end of the day, you can look at these people and you can go, we're not heartless monsters. Each one of these people are there's someone's son or daughter or brother or, sister. It needs to end. Like what happened, especially under Biden, under the last 4 years, that influx of fentanyl that has not only killed people, it's ruined people's lives, dragged people into the gutter, which then, of course, has an impact on the surrounding area, the stores. Like I will never, right now, I'm saying this, I will never go to New Orleans again. It is such a shithole. I will never go there. Mm-hmm. And that is sad to me, because I actually planned my sister's route to go to New Orleans because I wanted to say, you've got to see this vibrant culture in Louisiana.
Yeah.
You can't do it now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you. And obviously, there's a lot of blame to be shared here. But, there's a reason why red areas don't have that roaming the streets, right? There's a reason why, because they take it seriously and they don't decriminalize it, and they don't allow them areas where they can go hang out and all get high together, and they don't have safe injection sites, and they don't have, I mean, there's plenty of blame to be shared here when you're talking about federal officials and then local officials who, of course, enable that and embolden these people to do that. I don't know. I'm so torn on that issue, because I don't disagree with you that the officials and the decriminalization and the way in which they seemingly make it more readily available for people, obviously there's a lot of blame there, but it's hard for me because I haven't really, I don't know. I just feel like people still have free will to a certain extent. I realize people say like, oh, it's an addiction and they don't have control over it. I tend to disagree from the get-go. Like maybe once they're on it, they don't have any, because maybe it changes your brain chemistry or whatever. But like you do have the choice to start it.
You do, but right? I think, yeah, you're right. But I think that there are, and what? Let's put it this first. I don't want to be going, oh, well, that person lost his job, which, by the way, did happen in COVID. Right. Like a lot of people were plunged into depression in COVID and going, I don't have any money, I can't pay my bills. So again, these decisions that people make have a ripple effect all throughout society for generations, right? Mm-hmm. So it's easy to say, oh, that person over there, they lost their house, which is what the liberals do. Even though they cause most of it, they'll say, yeah, but, they're just an innocent person, they lost that. And then you've got like real degenerates that make certain choices. But this is
but just because you lose your house, it doesn't turn you into a drug addict.
No,
it's a deliberate choice that you make.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. There are a series of events that happen, but America, to me, is all about you get put down, you get back up again. You get put down, you get back up again. You say, you know what? No, I have a responsibility. There's a great story about Truett Cathy, who started Chick-fil-A, and he was literally a little boy, and he went to the grocer's to get food for his family, and the grocer said, you're maxed out on, and he's a little boy, right? And he says, you're maxed out on your credit. So Truett Cathy went around and found Coke bottles, empty Coke bottles, and got the money for them, and then bought some Coke bottles and sold the Coke bottles, full Coke bottles, and then he went and paid for his family's food. Yeah. That's the American spirit. And the reason why I say this is like holistically, we have stopped people being responsible for themselves, and also the responsibility to look after other human beings is us. It's the church. It's not the government. Yeah. And so what we've done is we've outsourced that. So now people go, it's not my problem. I pay my taxes. It's the federal government's problem. So this all comes from a liberal mindset, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it ripples along. Do you know what I mean? It ripples along. So as well, you're saying, well, in Republican areas, we don't see it because the people who are in the Republican areas, to your point, are more responsible. They're more likely to go out there and go, hey, listen, don't mess up my area. And I've seen these people say, I'll take you to somewhere where you can get help, or come to the church and the church will look after you. Whereas liberals actually don't do that. They want the government to come in, or they'll say, well, you should allow them to continue the way they are.
Liberals have made cities like New Orleans, what you're talking about, they're the ones who have made that possible. They're the ones who have made, I mean, Stephen and I talked about, this was years ago now, we talked about prior to, 2008, I loved San Francisco. It was the most beautiful city. I fell in love with it when I visited. We went to Ghirardelli Square and all this, and Napa and Sonoma, and I was just like, this is beautiful. And we wanted to go there. When was this, Stephen? Like 2017. And the more we looked at it, we were like, no, it's actually a shithole now. I mean, it's scary and it's terrible, and there's poop in the streets, and they have the Snap Crap app where you can like track where there's shit, human feces in the streets, and it's just like, actually, I have no interest in going anymore. And it's always, I mean, you can always trace it back to this city used to be great. Now it's a shithole. And you can always trace that back to Democrat-run cities and Democrat officials.
Well, with that in particular, I'm just going to put this out there, America. Gavin Newsom was the mayor of San Francisco, who is now the governor of California. Yep. And he's literally driven that state into the ground and made it so that people like me said, I'm done. Yep. I can't take it anymore.
If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.